What up gamers, I'm Jason and today on Dice & Dragons I'm going to be unboxing Middara Unintentional Malum Act 1. That's right, this is only Act 1 of a 3-act game. The other 2 acts should be coming in the near future. Now this is published by Succubus Publishing. It is designed by Brooklynn Lundberg with development by Alex Hansen, Clayton Helm, and Brina Moncour. Now what will you be doing in Middara? Well, this is a 1 to 4 player cooperative narrative-driven game. You've got the NDG symbol, which is what Succubus Publishing uses to tell you that, you're in for a whole lot of story. This is inspired by JRPGs and has a lot of mechanics and tactics adapted from those games. It takes place in an ultra-modern fantasy setting. You'll be taking on the role of, the companions of Princess Nightingale, the princess of the kingdom of Elenia. You'll be adventuring across the land in this 90-hour epic adventure where you will have to make some choices, so there is some replayability. For those of you that are like me and have played some JRPGs multiple times, you know exactly what I'm talking about. But I think I've talked enough about the game. Let's take a look at what's in these boxes in just a moment. I almost forgot to mention it. For those of you that are new to the channel, take a look down below in the video description. There are timestamps, so you will be able to see any specific content that you want. If you're just getting the core box, you just want to see the Kickstarter boxes, or what I don't have featured here, the resin kits. There's a whole bunch of them. We got 10 resin kits. So we'll be taking a look at all of that content because this is the all-in pledge. We've got everything. That's enough from me. Let's take a look at what's inside. Now I'm going to unbox Middara Unintentional Malum Act 1. For those of you that are new to Dice & Dragons unboxings, I don't really interact with any of the content beforehand. I really try to go into these unboxings cold, so I really don't know what to expect. All I know is the box is massive and it's fairly heavy. Now, I'm going to go at this a little differently. We've got some very cool miniatures here, but as I really don't know what they are, we're going to come back to the miniatures afterwards. We'll take a look at the content that we've got here. Now, let's lift this off. This was probably on backwards. Like I said, I have taken a quick peek at the content, but beyond that, I really haven't done all that much. So here we have the rule book. We have a nice protective sheet for it. So we'll take a look at that. Overall, love the feel of it. I love the spiral binding. We can see what we've got. Rule book, the adventure book, diagrams, crawl book, the custom dice, plastic figures, combatant cards. So I'm guessing the combatant cards will tell us what the miniatures are. Then we've got the item cards, the adventurer cards, initiative cards, lots of different content. So once again, we got the component list. So we get to choose a game mode. So the crawl mode or the adventure mode. So adventure mode will be taking you through the campaign. Lots of cool stuff. And I really don't know what to make of this rulebook. I mean, we're at page 35, so we got like 47. So this is definitely a fairly rules intensive game, but it doesn't look to be overly difficult. But really like what I see from the rulebook so far. And then we've got some summaries at the back and a dice breakdown. Now I'm just going to put this off camera where the miniatures are. So here we have the diagram book. So these diagrams look to be different setups for scenarios that we'll be using. It tells you what tiles and what loot you can get. Here we've got the crawl book. So different dungeon crawl scenarios that you can play. I guess crawl is no, there's the adventure book. So those are just the one-off things, or maybe stuff you can play in between. The Bounty Black Blighted Terror. So we've got this special bounty pack with missions that we can take a look at. I love how stuff is blurred out. I'm sure there is a component to read the content. I really do like the fact that they're thinking about us as players and they don't want us to spoil anything. Here we've got the custom dice. Now, I really don't know what the dice do. We've got blue die with different shields, different numbers. We've got the orange dice, purple dice, these turquoise, gray. I'm guessing they have to do with different stats, different skills. White, red, and the only other one I got a double of in here is green. So cool stuff, all 6-sided dice, but you do get different values to them. Now, I might have made a misstep here, so you might see a quick cut in the video. I didn't bring any tools necessarily to unbox, well, not to unbox, to cut open the packaging. I thought all of the packaging was going to be fairly easy to open. I do like the fact that we get bags to store and sort everything. Always very cool. This should not be overly difficult. I'm guessing we've got our combatant cards and our hero cards. This we will not open, so this is the do not reveal the cards in this deck until told to do so. I have the sleeves, but I guess I'll have to sleeve these one at a time as they come out of the deck. So we're not going to open this up as it contains spoilers for the story. Here we've got Spirit Blade. Looks like we got some of these different Command Loyal Esper. Not quite sure what this stuff is, but it could be familiars and other things. Here we've got some more cards that I did not notice. I'm going to try to just get the tear along the edge, but it's actually not that bad. The packaging is a lot looser than other companies like Simon's, which are just way too tight. You often can't get anything open. So we'll take a look at what we've got here. Praxis Battle Dice. So we've got what look to be some of the major villains. We'll take a look at the other side. So we've got these reference cards, and then Exalted Esper. Definitely some villains. Really loving the art that we have on these cards. I'll just set that over here for the moment. We'll pick up these card packs, lift them out, and then I will pick up this bad boy that I'm sure everyone wants to see. Well, we've got our Middara adventure sheets, and we'll take a look at that first, actually. Just be easy enough to put it away. So the adventure sheet has gold, page number, your name, and just a great way for you to track your campaign and maybe some of the adventurers and allies. I know we've got a lot of characters, but there's only 4 real main heroes, so we've got the adventure book. I don't really want to go through it. So lots of cool story stuff. We also have different areas, and the missions are also included in here, as you can see from the maps. So very cool stuff. Don't want to get into too much into spoiler territory. So let's take a look at these decks. Now, I would normally in unboxing opening everything up, but I really don't want to do that because sorting this is going to be fairly challenging. I mean, I just took this book out and it already looks like it's a little challenging to get everything back exactly as it was. So let's see what we've got for the weapons. So we've got these different decks of cards. So we've got collector consumables. So we do have a whole stack of different consumables like potions that we'll be able to acquire throughout the game. There are uncommon weapons that we'll be able to get as rewards, such as great hammers that'll give us more abilities. Mundane but unique weapons. So Ball of the Mountain, they're still unique and have special abilities, but they're not the best. In the card packs, we have the Scimitar Swallow. So these are rare relics. These are going to be the real special weapons that you want to get. Like in any RPG, some of the best stuff in the game. And instead of piling stuff back over here, I've got a little bit of room still on camera that I can take a look at everything. So these are hidden cards. I definitely will not open this pack. We don't want to have any spoilers for the story. Here we have more rare relics. It's always fun to see there's lots of really cool stuff that you'll be able to acquire in the game. This is how the item you're going to be using to read the text. You definitely want to probably find a way to protect that. If you've got Nemesis, you probably have something that you can use as well. So there's different. So it looks like we got some rare relics and rare armor. Now, this deck I will open up. Actually, before we look at the rare armor, let's see what we got here. So this is some more armor and mundane consumables. Let's take a look at these 2 decks of cards. I really don't want to be doing like an hour-long unboxing where I'm just flipping through cards. I am going to be reorganizing, resorting all of this stuff as I go through it. You can see we've got armor, then we've got, living oblation armor. Well, let's take a look at the back. So rare unique cores, so we've got different cores. I'm guessing you have to do for crafting or different skills. We've got uncommon cores, living ablation armor, rare unique armor, uncommon unique armor, common unique armor. So lots of really cool different pieces of gear. And I'm happy that we're looking at some of this stuff because I do want to showcase the art for the game. I really just didn't want to get into opening up every single card pack. As you can see, we got another like whole bunch of card packs. We'd be here for the better part of an hour going through all of this stuff easily. And we still haven't looked at the miniatures, nor have we taken a look at the characters as well. Let's just see what we've got here. Just a bunch of rare armor. Loving the art and just the idea behind everything. Definitely gives me a feel being in a game. We've got special relics. Looks like some of the stuff that we saw will be for different character classes. This all seems more elemental based or type of stuff that a mage would potentially want. And here we've got some more of these mundane weapons, just like a longsword, that you'll be able to acquire over the course of the game. Well, let's take this and put it here. Let's see what we got in terms of the smaller cards. So weapon upgrades and the initiative cards are in here. It looks like we got a few different things in here. We'll open up this one deck and take a look. Now, when I rebox the game, I'm probably not going to put back in the packs that I've opened. I'm probably going to get these bagged up and organized first. So we've got item upgrades, some of the initiative cards, more item upgrades, more initiative cards. So these are just going to be cards for the different named enemies that we find. Some might just be enslaved spirits or Zulkifar, so different enemies that we saw. So pretty cool. Get an idea as to what we got with them. Oh, this will slide to the back. A lot more item upgrades. We've got Sanctus level 3. So these look to be, I'll have to take a look at this. Assemblage level 1. So these are going to be your different paths. So the skill trees that you can follow. As we've got some enemies in here, we'll take a look at this deck as well. And these smaller decks, actually looking at how they're packaged now, it will be fairly easy to put them back. So I want to take a look at some of these skills. So martial skills that you get. So exhaust at level 4. And you get some pretty cool stuff. Combatant loot. Monster loot. Cool stuff. More initiative cards mixed in with the other abilities. More loot. Just flip them over here, and so you can see some of the other monster initiative cards. Even potentially the hero initiative cards. Maybe even familiars and things like that. Yeah, see. We definitely have the hero initiative cards in here as well. Looked at those already. We'll just put this back as is. We'll also put this stack of cards back as is. Here we've got our small hidden card packs. So we're not going to reveal any of those. Looks like we got more of the skill tree cards here. And even more skill tree cards with the initiative pack. You can really, those darker cards look to be the initiative cards. So we've taken a look at all the different card packs. I'm going to start putting everything back into the box. The open deck, actually, I think I'll be okay. I'll definitely have to get it boxed up rather quickly, but putting some stuff around the edge, and if I get the right packs in front of them, it shouldn't be actually all that difficult to ensure they don't move around too much, but don't want to damage the cards. As you can see, not everything fits right up against it, unfortunately. Well, we'll go like this, actually, using that corner edge to keep it in. Should make things a little easier, but of course, like any game, once you open it up for the first time, it's hard to get everything back as it was. I'm sure once I start bagging and sorting through things, it will get a bit easier. Now we've got all these giant, massive miniatures here. We're gonna lift these off and out and take a look at what we've got underneath. So here, just different colored bases. I'm guessing some of these ones are for the heroes. Potentially, I believe one hero can get some familiars. Others got to be for different enemy types. We'll just leave all of this stuff as is. You've got what looks to be black and red bases for standees. Haven't seen anything for standees yet, but we've got plenty of content under here. We haven't even seen any tokens yet, actually, looking at this. I think I have to lift that whole tray out, but glad I put it all back together. We're not going to go through all the tiles in detail. Let's open it up and take a look. So we've got a whole slew of different tiles. They're all numbered. Ooh, some of them do have a glossy finish on them, which is really nice, and something that you don't really see in a lot of games. So we've got all of these different tiles. Now the tiles are, I'd say, a little bland, but I'm sure they'll look great once they're all set up with the miniatures and other things that we're going to put on the board. And we've got another tile pack. I'll just get this opened up. We'll take a look at these bad boys. Really nice. I love this glossy finish on certain areas. Looks very cool, and I'm eager to get to exploring what looks to be a very, very fascinating world. Now, I'm going to lift this tray up because clearly we got some more content. Wow, this game is just kind of ending up everywhere. Doesn't seem to be that easy, so I'm going to do the lift the box and tilt. Get everything out. Hopefully I get everything back in the right spot. So it's very cool what we've got here. Let's just lean this up like this for the moment. So this is a very nice map of the world. It is one-sided, so we want to protect it. And then here we've got all the different tokens. Looks like we've got, yeah, for the standees. We have other tokens here as well. Not quite sure what everything does. And then I'll almost punch one out, but a whole lot more standees and enemies. I don't know if some of these we actually have in the promo pack, but we'll start putting everything back into the box. And why do I get the feeling that I put the paper on the bottom? I'm starting to really think I did do that. So we'll lift it up again. Yeah, I put this protective paper on the bottom, and as we've got this map on the top, I really want to have it protected. Let's put the tray back. This doesn't quite fit there. We'll put it over there. These cards will be fine bouncing around a little bit loose. We'll need to put the tiles back in as we slowly start putting the box back together. Now, if you have bags large enough for the tiles, it's something you may want to consider. So we've got our hidden card packs, our bags that, well, great, I do think those bags may be a little too big. Okay, we'll place that. I'm just grabbing the stuff that is off camera. So place these books in first. Just give it a little See, this doesn't, I guess it'll fit a little bit more across the top once we put some of the other stuff back in. Well, I think it's time for us to take a look at this card pack right here. We can see all of these different enemy types. So the Spear Blades, Faragor. So these are command conduits, not sure what these are. Zeke, the Adventurer, Remy, Loyal Esper, so command, things that we can. Nightingale Arson, Femke, Enslaved Spirits, Gervudan Waterloa, Brooklynn Lars, the Living Oblation. I absolutely love the art. So I'm just going to put stuff down, and on the back we've got a nice story about everything, so this is perfectly for me. So these are all different evil things. Cave Sickles, Garez. We saw his Tandy the Gatekeeper, Corpse Collector, another Waterloa, CM, Grotesque Effigy, Blighted Guardian, Fragor, an Earth Loa. Pretty cool stuff we've got here. Cave Sickle, Twin Siaves, Enslaved Spirits. Pick up the pace here, the Lichworm, Ancient Cave Sickle. So it looks like we will be using some double up of some things. Tortured Immortals, Waterloa, Elder Cave Sickle, Spirit Blade, Soul Butcher, Grizzle, Gervudan. So some of these Loas are similar. Some Murkhounds again, Horn Gervudan. And then Eldritch Animate. Oof. I think that's the guy we least want to run into on the street. I think the big bag may fit all these, but good quality paper. I don't think you need to sleeve them, but with the extent of content you got in the game, I think it's something you would highly, highly want to consider. And we'll put this back on. So yeah, the book, that's definitely where the rule book was, with this edge there. Here we've got the big minis. And I'm going to be dead honest with you. There are so many new types of enemies here that I'm not going to remember who or what they are. I feel like some of them are only going to show up really potentially in the campaign. So we've got the guy from the box, the enemy from the box. This evil-looking mirror. I love the feel of the miniatures. Some of them do have a lot of detail. Others feel like they are definitely missing a significant amount of detail. It does feel like this miniature could be far more detailed than it is, but loving the look of these big bosses. And I do believe we saw some of them. Some of them look like the different sickles. Or even like, yeah, I saw what this was. It's like the corpse beast. Very cool stuff. I can only imagine what this game would look like fully painted. Something that I unfortunately don't do, but really cool with the demonic tree. And I feel like I've seen this character there before. The tree, actually, I was just touching some of the edges, is a little fragile, so be careful with it. I feel like I saw him or some similar looking character in Folklore the Affliction. So we'll put this back. Everything should fit over this. I figured that. I think some of the stuff gets laid out. When you try to put it back, it doesn't always quite fit as well. I'm going to be reorganizing all of this anyway. So let's take a look at the last tray of miniatures here. They look like we've got some of the sickles, or the different Loas, the earth elemental ones we got right here. They don't seem to have too much detail. We definitely got some of the animates. Love the way that they look. These may be some of the sickles, the blade throwers. know we saw the, oh no, sorry, these creepy things, but I don't remember what they're called. Here are the Americans, pretty cool looking. Here are the sickles. So we got the sickles here. These look to be some of the different Loas. And we've got what looks to be maybe one of the summoned spirits. Not sure which character that is, but it could be Rook's companion. That looks to be like we've got Rook right here. Not sure who this character is. I'm trying to identify all of them here. This is definitely Zeke. Dual wielding swords, gotta love it. This Remy looking all just straight up badass with the angelic wings. Love it. That's an awesome looking character as well. I gotta say, the heroes look just amazing. A lot of detail, or even they're like the named villains. They look really cool. I think they look fantastic painted, but that's something that is just beyond my skills right now. I wish I could remember the names for all of them, but we would be at this forever. So almost taking a look at them. Oh, I love the look with these large swords and armor. It looks like we got the last miniature of one of the elemental spirits. And there you have it. We've now unboxed and taken a look at all the content for Middara Unintentional Malum Act 1. This is Act 1 of 3. We've got a lot more content coming. Now, if you are interested in seeing some of the other content, we're going to be taking a look at the Kickstarter promo boxes that we've got from Kickstarter 1 and Kickstarter 2. And then we have all the resin kits to dive into as well. So plenty more Middara unboxing coming. Just keep it right here. I'll be back in a flash. Now we're going to take a quick look at the Kickstarter promo box as well as some of the sleeves. So we did order the sleeves for the cards. Middara has 5x6 sleeves, comes with 3 packs in the all-in pledge. I wanted to make sure that we got these in order to protect the game. This is definitely one of the most expensive Kickstarters that we have, and we really want to make sure that it lasts a long time. Now, you will be seeing the resin kits in the next segment. However, just wanted to point out, all of the 10 miniatures are actually included in this pack. So the resin kits are actually empty. So we've got a nice thank you for backing, and then each of the resin kits, which do need to be assembled, are included in this box. I'm not going to take them all out. I will be slowly taking my time assembling these. There's only 10 of them. It shouldn't be overly difficult to get them all put together, but that's where you get the 10 pack. So when we do open up the resin kits, you will not be seeing the actual miniatures. You'll be seeing the cards and the other components that go with them. So let's take a look at what we've got for the KS1 promo pack. And taking a look at everything, it should all be fairly easy to get open, but this packaging seems a little bit more difficult than I would have expected, but not that bad. So we do get some cool weapons: the Scythe of Idol, Savage Claws, Smoke and Mirrors, Obscene Rings, Garter Knives, and Bodysuit of Allurement. So all this seems to go with the Nyx character. And looks like we have, packaging is fairly obnoxious, but not the worst. We have her initiative card, as well as the initiative card for Black Wolf and Shayless. Put these over here. Got some nice bags for the stuff. I'll put those back in the bags afterwards. Here we've got our character cards. The Adventurer Black Wolf with story on the back. We have the Adventurer Nyx and the Adventurer Shayless Arson. So all this could also be for all the different characters. And what it does look like we have here, and in the core game unboxing, I said we don't quite have miniatures for everything. There were definitely some standees. So what you are seeing here are the minis and then some more bases. Pretty cool. I actually probably will use this box and some foam to figure out a better way to store everything for the game. So I don't remember what these beasts were called. Let's slide that up. Sorry, I didn't realize it slid off camera there. So we got some of these big bad monsters. They look awesome, actually. Really love these miniatures. Here we have, I believe, some of the twins, if I'm not mistaken, that we saw that we'll be facing as enemies. So it's pretty cool. Happy to actually have miniatures for them. It's another character. Was a standee, or yeah, really cool stuff. And then I believe we also have our adventurers in here as well, or if they're just allies, but not sure which mini is for which of the adventurers. I'm 100% sure that this is Nyx that we get right here. Very cool. So yeah, that's Shayless. There's Shayless, and this is Black Wolf. So we've got the adventurers. Here's that sword that we were talking about earlier. So we have the miniature for the sword, and then for another one of the creatures. I really cannot remember the name of all these creatures off the top of my head. Let's take a look at the other pack of cards that we got. So we got Goodwill Jacan, Kajax McKenzie. So other adventurers that look to be allies we can probably recruit. I'm not actually sure how that works. Antoinette Jeong, Nyx, Black Wolf, Shayless, Azing Drix, Echo Ren. So we do have some of their miniatures already. So it looks like this actually takes the characters and makes them playable on our side, maybe. I'm not quite sure. Ezra Wolf, Bear MacArthur, Damocles Hyde, Justice Bouchard, Patrick Brown, Remy Moretti, Rook Lars, Zeke Jiang, and Nightingale Arson. And then like linked adventures. Not sure how this stuff works. We've got a giant rule book still to go through, but there you have it. These are all the Kickstarter 1 promos. There's a specific corner to put this back on. So let's get this all boxed up. But most definitely be doing something with foam to store all of those excess kits, and I'm not quite sure why this just doesn't really want to fit back in the box. Didn't really want to come out in the first place, so it's a little bit of a tight squeeze, as you can see. Alright, I've got the box turned around now, and it won't go back in that way. I'm not too concerned about the insert. Yeah, I was just trying to squeeze it in the wrong way, so I'm not quite sure how that got turned around. But no difference. This insert is not going to be long for this world, just because I've got 10 more minis to store, and when I look at all of the other components that you saw with all the card backs, things like that, it does seem like using some foam core storage, or even just, you know, protecting the minis in some foam, as we got some stuff kicking around, would be a great way to box up the content. So there you have it. We've taken a look at the Kickstarter promos. Now keep right here, as I'll be coming back at you with the, yeah, you know what? I really don't know how that happened. It's just a really awkward box with the insert for some reason. So yeah, I'll be coming back at you with the unboxing of the resin kits. Now I'm going to take a look at the resin kit model boxes for Middara. Now before I open any of these up, if you did watch some of the rest of the video, you've already seen this. But for those that may have skipped ahead, we got the KS2 resin kit 10 pack. So this contains all of the resin miniatures for these 10 characters. So we're really just going to be taking a look at what's in the box for these individually. The models are included in this separate box. Now we're going to work our way through our main characters for the game. So we do get, dropping the box here. Boxes are very nice cardboard, but they're a little awkward. We've got Casual Zeke, that we do get. So we do, let's see how easily this opens up. I do have some scissors if necessary. I don't really like pulling on it that way. Cards aren't the best. So you got the Jeong Heirloom Zanbato Black Belt hat, a new initiative card form. I do like the fact that we get a bag to keep his cards in, but I don't know how I will organize this with the rest of the game, if it's something that I will actually keep separate in this small bag or not, or if it's just going to get mixed in with the rest of the equipment. And there'll be a lot of sorting and organizing to figure out. And then here we've got his adventurer card, and as you'll notice, it actually is getting a bit damaged from being in the box, and also in the bag. The bag is just a little too tight for the card, which is unfortunate, and I will be keeping the bag. It's a great bag to have, but I won't be putting it back in. So we do get his new adventurer card. We do get a cool art bit of him, but as you see, it fits in the box without the bag, so I'll put it back in the box for now like this. But these boxes definitely will not be long for my collection. They take up just way too much room. So we've got Casual, Rook, and Surrey. Now I'm not going to open up every card pack. As you can see, we get some new cards, new initiative cards. But I will go ahead and take the character cards out just so we can really enjoy the art for these resin kits. You can get an idea as to what the pose is going to be. And then you've got your new Rook Lars Adventurer. And I really do like the look of him there. Very cool. And I really wasn't going to get these resin kits, but just happened to get them because of the way it worked out with the All-In Pledge. This just came out to be a much more advantageous option. So take a look at what we've got here. So we've got the bag, we've got Remy, and I can already see how I'm going to do this with the resin kits. I'll be probably putting all of these into a separate bag and just storing in the KS1 box for now. So cool art and Remy Moretti with the new style. Very cool. Probably save a bunch of these bags that I'm using here for the components. And you're probably wondering why. See, these boxes are definitely awkward. At this point, give a little force because there's no way they'll be keeping them. So we've got the card there, new initiative card, heirloom scythe, pretty cool. She's holding the scythe in her tail, behind her back, near her tail. Yeah, these are definitely not going back in these bags. As you can see, they're already a little damaged. So pretty cool. Nightingale Artisan, second princess of Alenia. Very cool. Put her back in there. And what I want to note about these, you'll notice we've got Tomoe the Lost. So this is from a collaboration with Axis Mundi. And this is just bringing over some fun characters from some other board games. And I'm not sure which one Tomoe is from, actually. Sure, I could figure it out if I went to the Kickstarter page, but I just don't remember. So Holy Sleeve Wings, Tomoe, very cool. But we get this nice, fun new adventurer to be included in the game. And I'm eager to learn the rules and figure out how we'll be doing this. I've got a ton of Middara content, so I'm sure eventually I'll be able to play every single adventurer, but I'm curious to know who I start as. So Dream Traveling Miko. Love the art. And then we've got the Coven Mother, which is a collaboration with Greenbrier Games. And this is clearly from Folklore the Affliction. So, parasitic clothing. Yeah, that makes sense. And we got some more than just one card here. Got the art, we got the Coven Mother. So there's two alternate ones for her. I guess we can use her as a villain as well, which is pretty cool. And we can also use her as an adventurer, disciple of the Dark Divine, with some background on the character. Very cool. I like it when I'm getting a lot of value from some extra content. So there you have it. We've taken a look at the first part of the resin kits. That's 6 out of the 10. We've got a few more to take a look at. So keep it right here and I'll be back in a flash. Now I'll take a look at the last resin kits for Middara. Now each of these are collaboration with another publisher. So Count Dolv is from Ares Games, produced in conjunction with Succubus from Sword and Sorcery. So he's got a Void Sword. Ooh, a Wandering Robe accessory, looks pretty cool. We have another plastic bag. Let's take this out. And for those of you that may have just skipped ahead to this part, I'm not sure why. You should check out the rest of the video. Lots of cool content. But I'm taking the guys out because, as you'll see, these cards are getting damaged. I do love the art. So we get information on him. And oh, he's an adventurer, but no story. I was hoping we'd have some story about Count Dolv. It's all right. I do have Sword and Sorcery. I'm sure I'll get an idea as to who the character is there. So we've got Dreamwalker Lim, who's produced in conjunction with Level 99 Games. So I believe this may be from BattleCon, but I'm not 100% certain. So we have our binding bandages, another bag. Get the art and the adventurer card out. So we've got Cherry and Lim, and we do have some story for them. Very cool. I'm definitely going to be diving hard into the story for all of the different characters and just the world of Middara. So we've got High Priestess Circe, produced in conjunction with LMS. So I believe this is from maybe Nova Atis. I'm not 100% sure. We've got quite a few games out there. Could even be Black Rose War. Very cool. So we've got Dark Priestess, so we can use her as a villain or as Priestess of the Dark Divine with a cool story. Really liking the value that I'm getting on some of these kits. And last, Gritya the Imprisoned Witch from DG Games. Not really sure what she's from. So Runes of the Dark Divine. So it looks like we'll have some enemy forms of the character as well as adventurer form. So Imprisoned Witch, or the Imprisoned Witch as a hero with some cool story. There you have it. We've now taken a look at all of the resin kits. The only thing that we've got left to look at are some of the final extras, like the playmats that came in Wave 1. So keep it right here. I'll be back in a flash. Now we'll take a quick look at the last set of extras that we have for this all-in pledge Wave 1. We've got an extra die pack just to make sure it'll be easier for everyone to play. Always happy to have more dice. And here we have the playmats, which are themed after the 4 main characters, or at least your starting characters. I was looking at this, it does seem like you don't have to be Zeke or any of the other characters. Just as you go on, maybe you'll be changing your adventurer. I really don't know. So you got the 4 different player mats, space for your weapons, your upgrades, cores, core upgrades, armors, your disciplines, familiar, companions, more discipline stuff, and all the other gear. So this one is themed after Zeke. Back here we've got Rook, and trying a blank on her name right now. Here we've got Rene, I believe, or Medi. Oh no, that's Remy, and this is Arson. So we've got all of the different characters. We got one for each of them. Now I'm going to leave them out because they are still from just shipping and how long they were in transport. But there you have it. We've taken a look at all of the content for Middara. Now keep it right here as I'll be coming back at you with a quick outro. Thank you very much for watching, everyone. If you like what you saw, don't forget to click that like button, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell so that YouTube will let you know when our next video is released. Also, down below in the video description, you will find links to all of our social media feeds, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. If you would like to see pictures of Julie and I playing Middara when we get it to the table, take a look down there because all the pictures will be on the feeds and there's going to be a lot of them 90 hours. You can bet I'll be snapping pics as we play. Also, down in the video description is our link to multizone.ca, a great Canadian game store. If you're looking to support the channel and pick up a new game, click our link. You'll get 10% off your next purchase, and a portion of that purchase is returned to us, so it's a great way for you to support the channel. And then popping up in front of me are going to be links to some of our previously released videos. Over here will be our most recent release, and over here it will eventually take you back to our review of Middara. Pretty sure that with this giant box, and you saw the rulebook, I'll have to split up the review and how to play. But until then, it will take you back to our review of Tainted Grail. And with that being said, don't forget, keep playing games.